This week we are going to be reviewing hand-rolled cigarettes. I am using Blue Rizla with Swan Extra Slim filters, and the tobacco is Golden Virginia.
I'm using Green Rizla from Gold, and I'm also using Swan Extra Slim filters.
First thing to note about hand-rolled cigarettes, they're an awful lot cheaper than normal cigarettes. And personally, I prefer them. They've got their ups and downs though.
Yeah. It all depends on technique. And they're an acquired taste. You have to move on to them. You have to grow into them.
Yeah, like when I used to smoke straights, I didn't like hand-rolled cigarettes at first. Like when Lucy used to make one, I used to think it used to taste of shit. And then I just got used to them. It's like any brand really.
It's true. So I can never smoke Richmond, but I can smoke Richmond now.
Yeah.
Even though I don't enjoy them particularly. But look out for Richmond on an upcoming episode of
We will be reviewing Richmond, and one week we may actually review menthol cigarettes. Though I hope not. Ups and downs of rollers. Up, they're cheap. You can roll them how you want. If you want something that smokes faster but it's a bit more harsh, you can roll them loose. If you want something that's smoother, burns slower, lasts longer, but may go out every now and then. You may have to relight it.
However, may go out could be a plus, even though it's a pain in the
be,
bottom
yeah.
to relight it. Does it cause fires?
It doesn't. If you say drop this somewhere in bed or in the car, chance that if you don't toke on a tightly rolled one within like 20-30 seconds,
yeah,
it'll go out.
That doesn't mean it will never cause a fire.
Doesn't mean it won't cause a fire. Doesn't mean it's safe. No, just sorry, get that out there.
But a reduced risk of fire, most definitely. So that remains a question: Drum Gold versus Golden Virginia.
Well, I used to smoke Drum Gold.
I do.
But since I moved on to Golden Virginia, it's not like smoking tree bark anymore. All the bits of wood.
I don't mind either. However, Golden Virginia is slightly wetter, I think. I think
it does go out more often. I think.
Yeah, and it's a bit smoother, but Drum Gold has had a certain charm to it.
Price-wise, what's the difference?
GB is about 30 pence dearer, which doesn't make much difference, but still, that is usually a sign of the quality of the cigarette. However, Marlboro Light, which is at the higher end of the straight, and look out for that in further episodes of the Smoke Review, does have a lot of downs.
It does. Even though it's a high quality cigarette, it's not
the highest quality.
It's not brilliant when you compare it to all the ones you can get.
It goes on the back of its brand.
On to the downsides of hand-rolled cigarettes. It's not easy to roll while you're driving, for example.
No.
With a straight, just take one out of the packet, spark up.
A straight certainly has the edge in the car department.
It does. In terms of when you're out doing something, you're busy, straight wins hands down.
Yeah.
But you got to think this. If you smoke 20 a day, for example, that will cost you the best part of £6 a day if you smoke
20 a day.
20 a day. Smoking straight cigarettes. If you smoke hand-rolled cigarettes, you're talking about not even
£6 a week.
Probably £6 a. No, if you're smoking 20 a day, it's probably going to be more like £12 a week.
Yeah. It depends what you buy. You can buy £50.
But yeah, that depends on how tightly you roll it. If you roll them really tight, it won't last as long. If you roll them really loose, 25 grams, which will cost you £5.60, £5.40, something like that. That could last you a week, easily. Filters will cost you about £1. Rizla will cost you about 30p.
Filters are actually 72 pence.
Are they?
Yeah. And that's in Texaco, which is very
fun. And talk to the devil, I've gone out.
So this is the downside to rollers, however, they do have a certain charm.
Yeah, And another thing as well, if you have a normal straight cigarette and that goes out, well, it doesn't go out anyway, but that's a different point. If you relight a straight cigarette, it tastes bloody horrible.
Yeah.
If you relight a rollie, it just tastes as you were smoking it before.
It's just a continuation of the same experience. With straights, you lose a certain something.
You
need
do.
to relight. Case in point, Marlboro Lights back again. Marlboro Lights is a controversial issue in a smoke review. And I'm not coming out slowly without any ups and downs.
Coming back to one of the points about relighting, you don't have to relight straight cigarettes because they have chemicals in them that keep them burning, which isn't a good thing really. I would rather have a cigarette that went out than have chemicals added to keep it burning.
As far as chemicals are concerned, there's far less in rolling tobacco than there are in...
Far less.
It doesn't mean there isn't chemicals, however.
I don't know what chemicals are in it, but... yeah. Because with hand-rolled cigarettes, there's hundreds of different ways you can roll it. You can roll it with blue Rizzler or green Rizzler he's got. You can get silver, you can get red, and then there's all different brands.
I wouldn't recommend red unless you like cinnamon.
Oh no, that's yellow.
Oh, I thought red was cinnamon.
No, that's yellow. Reds are... it's to do with the thickness of the paper. Reds are the thickest, then greens, which are like normal, then you've got blues, and then you've got silvers. Silvers are very, very thin. They've got a kind of waxy feel to them. They're quite difficult to roll with.
Yeah.
But they're very smooth. Because there's less paper, it means there's a more tobacco to paper percentage, so it's a smoother, purer smoke.
And I think in terms of filters, slim filters win hands down.
Extra slim.
Extra slim. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because you can get slim as well, which is slightly thicker.
I meant.
And then you get regular, which is just huge. Extra slim filter is the best way forward.
Yeah.
Even if you stick with the same brand, a wider filter is just not as nice. I don't think.
No. Well, I think that concludes our rolling section of the smoke review.
Also,
go on.
You can also get menthol filters. If you prefer menthol cigarettes, you can buy menthol filters and roll your own menthol cigarettes.
Which is definitely a plus. Customization.
Customization, you can have any cigarette.
Most definitely.
Yes. If you go to any good tobacconist, you can buy flavoured tobacco.
Flavoured indeed.
So you can get vanilla, cherry, cola, bubblegum, all sorts of different flavours. Endless amounts.
So I think we should review our score. I think in terms of customization,
I think we should review our score. Now that we've thought about the different tobaccos, I'm going to have to up mine to a 9.5. I'm going to go out there and say 9.5.
I'm going to go with a 9. No, I don't know. I'm undecided on this issue because of the convenience, so it's something you can work around. Yeah, go on, no, we'll go with 9.5.
9.5 for hand-rolled cigarettes.
Hand-rolled cigarettes get a 9.5 in the smoke.
That is a damn good smoke.
Yeah.
So in conclusion, having reviewed the extra tobaccos, extra customization possibilities, I'm going to have to go with a 9.5.
And I'm also going to have to go with a 9.5. I think that concludes this week's episode of the Smoke Review.
It does. I'm Jack White, and goodbye.
And Luke Dunsmore, goodbye from me.
You may wish to see our other reviews, which can be found in the more videos from this user option on YouTube.